Well, it doesn't work at all. I bet we could make it work though. So my plan here, the reason why it doesn't work, I think the reason why it's not working is because, well, maybe because it wasn't meant for it. Nah, it was totally meant for it. So I think the wheels are just too small, obviously, so they just dig into the dirt instead of actually rolling across it. So we just need to enlarge the size of the wheels. So my idea is to just 3D print some plastic donut-shaped rings that can slip over the tires and increase their overall diameter. We have quite a bit of clearance right there between the wheel and the board, so I think we can make them quite large. So yeah, let's go ahead and take some measurements. Okay, so got notebook, pencil, but first we're going to have to actually measure the diameters. I actually don't know the diameters. What are these? Well, they're 70mm wheels, but of course, I'm sure they would get wear down a couple millimeters here and there after long use. Unless they don't, I don't know. I think they would though. And also, it might vary from wheel to wheel. I'm hoping they'll all be the same. I don't know, one would be worn down more than the other, but if they're not, I'm going to have to actually make separate files. But hopefully, they can all be pretty much the same thing. 68.8, 68.9. So yeah, I'm going to use the overall estimate of 68.9 for the outer diameter. I won't need any other. Oh, I'll need the width. 51. Okay, they're 51 in width, so that's good to know as well. Then we also need what's the clearance? How wide can we actually make this? So I've got our wheel dimensions here and the part we're going to make here. The inner diameter is going to be 69, the outer diameter was like 68.9, so that'll give 0.05 on either side of the wheel. We want it to be a really tight fit, which is important, obviously. And that, and of course, will be beveled and stuff. In the model you'll see later, we need an extra 30. We're going to add an extra 35 all the way around, so a total of 119 wide. So yeah, hopefully this will turn out pretty good. Now let's see what it's going to look like on the computer. Okay, well this is the wheel that I've created here. It's pretty basic, just like I said, the inner diameter from those dimensions I copied down earlier. Before I print this though, I have a little test piece with the exact same dimensions, just scaled way down, so if it is the wrong dimensions, I can always reprint this little test piece and just see if it fits. But if it does, we can go back to this nice larger wheel and go ahead and just print out 4 of those and put it on the machine. So let's go ahead and print out this test print real quick to make sure they fit. This print is done here. I really sacrificed, print quality is pretty terrible, but I knew that going into it because I sacrificed quality for speed because, again, just a test, so really low infill, so as you can see the top completely caved in. But, again, just a dimensional test, so let's go ahead and see if we can actually get this to go on the wheel. Okay, let's see here. Guess I just need to set this up like that. Yeah, I'm gonna need a mount to tap around it, but I think that's gonna work exceptionally well. So you can see there, again, I'll need a mallet to even it all out, but for a first test, I'd say that works really quite well. Stand up, you stupid board. Oh yeah, that works really well. And of course, the final wheel will be much taller than this because that doesn't increase it that much, but at least I don't have my dimensions correctly, so now I can go ahead and start those prints for those 4 wheels. Downside is those wheels are going to take forever to print because they take up like half of my entire build space. So it's like, well, let's see, they're only, yeah, about half the build space. Question is, which filament should I use? Because I'm out of this nice Polylite black review somewhere. Should I not do this in PLA? I could do it in PLA. I probably will do it in PLA. I don't want to do ABS. I don't have an enclosed build space, so I can't do ABS, at least not for these huge prints. Ooh, I could do TPU. I do have TPU. Oh, that would take so long, though. And it really wouldn't be that worth it, I don't think. I think they're ready. Of course they're ready. They're already printed. Bring you closer, because, yeah. Okay, so as you saw, I have printed all of the parts we'll need, all 4 covers. So the test worked out fine. I didn't change any of the settings. It seemed to work just fine on its own. It's a little tight, but I'm hoping that will give it good grip so I don't have to glue it on, because I really don't want to put glue on my wheels. I printed these 0.32 millimeter layer height, 10% honeycomb infill, which was actually about this dense. I've got a failed print that I can show you here. So that looks about this dense. That's what the honeycomb infill looked like. So that's about 10%, which is actually perfect for this part. Each one of these pieces took about 3.5 hours to print. So that's, someone to do the math in the comments. So yeah, it took a while to print. It took about, I just used one of my old no name brand neon yellow filaments. It looks a bit greener in real life than the camera, the white balance shows, but it's neon yellow. And I just did that. It used about, not quite a kilogram. I started with about 3/4 of a kilogram. Now I have about 1/8 of a kilogram. Again, someone do the math. I'll probably do that in the head. Anyway though, so it didn't take a whole load, but it's just some cheap filament, so I don't mind using up a bunch of it. They seem pretty strong. There's, my strength can only feel, if I push really hard, I can feel just a bit of give, but because PLA, it's very, very tough, and I'm actually kind of scared because if, you know, PLA shatters, I wish I had MF PETG. I totally would have done this in PETG. PETG is way better. PETG, it is too dark. Let me fix that. PETG would have been way better, but I just didn't have enough on hand, so PLA will have to do. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and, my wheels are kind of dirty, which makes sense, so I'm going to go ahead and clean them off. So basically what I'm going to do is to go ahead and just clean off each of these wheels. Alright, so I have a mallet here, a plastic mallet, which I'm going to use to tap them on. I don't know if that's working or not. It seems to be going down, it's just very slowly. Ugh, man, that is tight. I'm not sure if we're actually getting anywhere with that. Alright, we have officially reverted to the coconut oil. That should give us some nice lubrication. Oh my gosh, I can do that with my hand. Ugh, okay, maybe not entirely with my hand, but that's pretty good. That's about as good as we're gonna get. All right, so the trick was definitely coconut oil. The second thing I would suggest, if anyone is doing anything like this, is towards the end it got really tough. Put down a lot of pressure on one side and then tap the other side so it's even on both sides. Because the main problem is that it just rocks back and forth instead of actually going down. So if you put pressure on one side and then tap the other side, it will move down together. And that was the trick. So I'm gonna go do the other 4 wheels and I'll be right back. Okay, well that definitely worked. Coconut oil was definitely the trick, and all the wheels are on. They seem, there's really no give at all. They seem pretty sturdy. I'm sure they're probably gonna fracture sometime down the road if I'm rough with them, but they seem pretty well. Because of the ridges I put on there for traction, doesn't really sound that good on asphalt. And because of that, I could have done it completely smooth, but I was afraid that it just wouldn't really have enough. It just wouldn't work. It probably would have. I might make a version 2 with them smooth to see if they work on both. But I hope this should work totally fine on grass though, assuming it works at all. Let's go ahead and try it. Okay, it kind of works. It's just because there's roots right here. This might not be the best place to test it. It's actually really long grass, but let's at least try it. I mean, it kind of works. It kind of works. It's just, there's just so much friction with the grass. I think the trick to this would be finding like a dirt hill or something. Ooh, just ran through a spider web. Oh, yeah, dirt. Or actually, it's way worse. Oh, let's try this. I feel like I'm just gonna die here because this ground's way more bumpy. Look. Oh, this is way. Come here. I don't think the horses like it. Okay, so this muddy ground is just way too bumpy. It just doesn't work. Kind of does, but it's really bumpy. It goes really slow. Over there, it was kind of working. Try to move over there. Hopefully, the horse won't try to like kill me or anything. I tell you what, these horses are not one for experiments. But I'm trying to stay out of their way. But I mean, you know, if the horseshoe fits. Oh, another gallopy. Please don't kill me. They're trying to kill me. Whatever. They're trying to kill me. Whatever. Let's try this. Oh, this is kind of working. Oh, that kind of works. Okay, well, I'm on my phone now because, like I said, my camera died. That's okay. Ruger, what are you doing? So it actually worked pretty well.
It worked better in the grass, to be honest. I think once I mow and it's short grass, that'll be even better. Might do follow video on that, probably not. It works though, I mean, it works. It's not great. I think the bigger the wheel would be even better. It'd be great if it was inflatable. They do have longboards with inflatable tires, like, that's a thing, and they work quite well. But it totally works. Like, when I was on a hill, it absolutely, ground, nothing, you got nothing. You can push for about 3 feet and it just stops. But if you're on a hill, it actually works surprisingly well. The side of one of my wheels kind of fractured, but it's just the top layer fell off, and just like an inch of it. So it's fully, they held up extremely well. I just put these things through like the worst, just torture, just, you know, going on these bump stuff and hitting logs and stuff, but they held up, you know, quite well. So I'm happy with that. I expected the PLA to fracture, honestly. I mean, it did fracture one, but I expected the whole wheel just to explode, but it didn't. So that's actually pretty well. My dog's eating she's eating the spoon that I used the coconut oil on. Anyway, are those poisonous dogs? I don't think so. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This was a very interesting experiment, and it worked. I mean, it worked. Maybe we'll come back to do a version 2 with TPU or probably PETG or something like that. But for right now, it worked. So thank you guys for watching. I'm Josiah. Catch you in the next one. Whoa. You want me to make a longboard for you? You want one? Yeah. Give me views.